make me so mad. I don't know if it's actually OBS or Windows Media Player or what. I need a new everything. Behold the jank that is my stream. Okay. There we go. And then where is the YouTube chat? What's going on here?
I need a warm-up creature.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Practical uses for AI. Setting up a script that would just do everything I have to do to set up the stream in the morning. Because I always do the exact same things where I have to move. Oh, goodness. Everything's freaking out. I gotta move shit around all over the place. It's bananas. Too many screens. I've got too many screens. Alright. Drink a glass of water. Get my soda set up. Put everything else over here. Grab my pen. Whew, we're good. Maybe. Are we streaming? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're up.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Friday Bear Brain Frog. Yep, I can't even talk. All day today, it just felt like a Monday. And it's just like, bleh. It's no good. It's no good. Whoa, that's a neon rugby.
Neon green. This paper has a lot more yellow in it than what we're used to. So I'm curious how that's going to shift colors. I'm also a little bit worried about how the like the wavy wrinkle pattern is going to like break my brain.
It's a little excessive. I feel like maybe we should find a different one.
Maybe.
I thought this was the one we used on Friday. I do not believe it is.
No, it's not. The one we used on Friday was a much flatter, smoother grain. It still had a fair amount of yellow in it though.
Well, let's take a look. Let's see what
anyway.
we got.
I'm willing to give this one a shot. We don't have to futz. I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah, let me take a look. I got a lot of paper. Let's see what this will do. Oh my god, why mouse? Why mouse? Why? Hey, yeah. I should take this into Photoshop and like make it a. Just clone it. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I will make this not. It's still kind of grainy, and I think that's because I'm stretching it.
Yeah.
Because it's having to extrapolate the pixels. So I think if I put this in Photoshop and actually made it the correct resolution, it might be pretty good. It looks good, I think. It's still kind of yellow. But
most of what we use is pretty yellow,
yeah.
Which is fine. Like that's what happens when you have a brown tinged background. There's nothing wrong with that. Reminds me of college gesture drawing days. Drawing with bottle green new pastel on shitty, super cheap newsprint.
Yeah. Everything you're going to do is going to be garbage, so we're going to do it on the shittiest paper possible.
Yup. Also, we know you're poor, so since we can't provide the supplies for you, you gotta buy them yourself. We're just gonna
Yeah.
make it easy on you,
We know
or
you
as
gave
easy
us
as we
all
can.
your money, so
Yeah.
instead of us paying for it, we're just gonna make it cheap.
Yeah. Remember that art history textbook that cost $1,500 that you definitely had to buy and will never use again? Well,
I didn't buy that book, and I didn't need it, and I almost failed the class.
I did buy the book. I did not need it. I also almost failed the class, mostly because I think I've said it before. The chairs in that class were so fucking comfortable, and it was right after dinner time, and the professor had the most monotone drone.
I hate it. I hate it when people are like, "Oh, I did bad in that class because the teacher hated me." But yeah, I did not get along with that teacher, and she failed me, and her teacher assistant changed my grade because he didn't agree with her. And I was like,
Oh,
you know what?
boy.
I'm just gonna let that happen.
Seriously?
I'm not
Wow.
gonna deal with it.
That's
So yeah,
that is interesting. I can totally see that happening, but oof.
yeah, it was a big oof. I didn't stay at that college. I left that college. Your brush miles, just get the hell out of here.
Did that turn itself back on?
Yep. Every week.
Wednesday was the first time I'd seen any of that.
I can't see anything without my glasses.
I still didn't manage to turn it off. I have no idea if it's going to pop up again. Rugby very much is making that Velma face, isn't he? I thought you were just giving him goat eyes just for the hell of it.
No, I wanted him to be squinty today.
Hey.
Just pull out my like best Frank Azarian voice. What's the doctor's name on The Simpsons?
Oh, I have no idea.
Not Dr. Nick, the super nerdy one.
Gleavin'.
The
Like the scientist.
Pharmacist?
No.
No. Oh, I'm no. That's.
Let's see if I can. God, my aphantasia is terrible.
I did not really watch the.
Nope. I have no
Simpsons.
idea what he looks like. Hold on, I'm just gonna look him up. That's not even a good guess. I got that he has glasses. That's what I could draw of him.
I was thinking of the extremely Jewish guy from Family Guy who runs the pharmacy.
Oh my God! What the hell? You can just write in. Oh my God!
What?
If you're in Google Chrome and you
Uh-huh.
have a pen, you can just start writing in cursive. Like, you can write. You can just write into the search bar.
Holy
That's
shit,
awesome.
You can.
Professor John I.Q. Nerdlebaum Fink Jr. And he is voiced by Hank Azaria. Nerdlebaum. Yeah, that's who I was trying to think of. He looks like this.
Oh, I do know that character.
Hank Azarian's great. I don't see chat. Why don't I see chat? What's happening? There's no chat. Did I make it? Is this a private video? Is that what's happening? Hold on a second. Or is chat broken? Because we have people in here. Just no one's talking.
Do we?
Gaming, public. Yeah. Well, people are quiet today, I guess. Hey, everybody.
Chat, sound off. Let us know you're alive.
F's in chat. I'm gonna roll some dice. Since there's nobody here, we're gonna roll. Handsome Skeleton, hello, welcome in, thank you. We are doing the viewer suggestion today, so we are going to be drawing people's character suggestions. If you haven't made a suggestion this week, you're very welcome to add it to the list. Otherwise, I'm going to roll the dice, and we're going to go from there. 17. A cleric, Twilight Domain, dogfolk. It looks like a poodle. How are you, Rook? I'm doing okay. How are you doing? How was your week? What are Twilight clerics supposed to look like? I refuse to learn about anything except for Nath's clerics. What makes them a Twilight? Are they necromancers? Or do they worship Saloon?
I try so hard not to engage with WotC IP. Twilight cleric. I need Corvus here.
I do lean on Corvus a lot for general knowledge.
Yeah, Saloon is one of the suggested example deities. Let's see, Eyes of Night. Starting at first level, you can see through the deepest gloom. Gain dark vision at a range of 300 feet. As an action, you can magically share dark vision of this feature with willing creature.
There's 50 Shades of Grey. I still have not read or interacted with that at all.
Yeah, me neither. You know what, Rook? A lot of this is giving me Moth Cleric. They're definitely night themed. They get dark vision. Let's see. Channel Divinity Twilight Sanctuary. At second level, you can use your Channel Divinity to refresh your allies with Soothing Twilight. You present your holy symbol, and a sphere of twilight emanates from you.
Ooh, is it a Desna cleric then? Would that be the equivalent? Because Desna's the like night and dream, right?
Maybe, yeah.
We'll do like a good
Yeah,
Desna
maybe.
cleric.
Anyway.
Oh my god, brush milestone 300 strokes. Guess what? I'm gonna do a lot more. I'm gonna do a lot more than 300. I gotta turn this off. Hold on a second.
In rapid succession. If you figure out how, tell me.
Turn off brush milestones. I shouldn't have written egg. I should have written Magma Studio. Turn off brush milestones. No, we're gonna click the help button. Not a function of this, apparently. Notifications. Never. Jeebus. Alright. What do poodles look like? Oh my good god, I forgot. Okay, I did this wrong. I was thinking of the Simpsons again, when their dog has puppies with a poodle.
Yeah.
And so they look like greyhounds, but they have the big poodle poofs on the ends of their hair.
Yeah.
Poodles look like this. Poodle's got the fro.
Yeah, poodles do got the fro. I posted, I think it's the official, or I don't know if it's official or not, but it's some art of a Twilight Cleric.
Okay. Ooh.
And it really does just seem like moon-themed
I dig it.
cleric that kind of deals with darkness and rest and respite.
That sounds like a Desna thing. I guess Desna's more with dreams and fate, though, isn't she?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to use her in my next campaign, so I better look that up. Spoilers! Poodle's got the droop face.
A little bit. I've never cared for poodles, I'm afraid.
I'm not a dog person. I wanted a excuse me. I wanted a like a wiener dog for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then my grandmother got one, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I don't have a wiener dog. They can be really cute, but they can also be very, very like anxious, and that's not good for me.
Not good for them.
Yeah.
I don't like small dog breeds generally. Toy dog breeds especially. I had a friend in high school who had a Bichon Frise, which is basically a cotton ball with attitude.
Yep.
Yeah. It was not like a particularly mean or nasty dog, but it was so loud.
My sister had a husky for most of my childhood.
Another extremely vocal breed.
Yeah, very loud, very needy. It was a good dog though.
I'm a sucker for the friendly hunting dogs, Labradors and Retrievers.
Sure. I know one of my favorite dogs that I've ever known was they've always been mutts. The big old mutts are always great. Like lab mutts are awesome, or German Shepherd mixes.
Yeah. I think I've probably been pretty lucky, but I've never met a German Shepherd mix that wasn't extremely friendly and hyper intelligent and incredibly kind and loving.
Yep.
But again, that's a working dog. That dog needs a lot of stimulation.
Yep. I've known a few Australian blue healers. I've liked those, but I've never gotten one because I don't go outside that much. So it's just like that wouldn't be fair to that dog.
No.
I think now if I ever got a dog, I'd probably get like either a pug or like a pit bull or something.
Don't.
Oh my good God. Get the fuck out of here. Milestones.
The funny thing is that they don't show up in the stream at all, so...
Yeah, it's just me. It's just annoying me.
Yeah. Handsome Skeleton's probably like, what is he on about? I have not gotten any pop-ups yet. Knock on wood, cross fingers.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Oh, here we go. Maybe I can do it here. Nope. Quest feature. Short descriptive title. Turn off milestones. Oh my god. Description. I don't need to know. I probably shouldn't do this in all capitals, but. Submit. Feature request. Turn off the milestones. Oh my god. Alright. Oh, and now I can't close this. How do I get back to the drawing I was just in? There we go. Oh, good. You can turn it on permanently. Your brush milestones can be disabled in the view menu.
No, they can't.
You can turn off the bar that's slowly writing at the bottom, but you can't turn off the... can't when it pops up. I'm just listening to you yap. It calms me down. Alright, well, that's good. Use separate tools for each tool preset slot. What does that mean?
Don't know.
Flip view at cursor. That is not ever a good idea. Why is that an option? I don't know. I don't know how you would use that. The new Zelda game just got announced.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Zelda as the main character, and I'm amped.
I mean, it's about time.
They're also supposedly they're going to be using some of the Link's Awakening map, which would be really cool. Because I wonder if it's going to be a nod to some of the older games, but with Zelda, because I wanted that forever. Especially when they remade Link's Awakening on the Switch. I was hoping they would. I was hoping they would do something like that, where they would add Zelda to the game too, or something, just to have a different vibe to it, just as like an optional character. But it didn't. It was just a straight remake, and I was like, "Dang it! I wanted a little more. I wanted more stuff." Yeah, the Zelda game should be good. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I think the last time she was a character was one of the CDI games. Is that right?
Yeah. Which, I don't count those.
Yeah. I love Zelda. She's great. They're also making the a Zelda TV show. I think it's a TV show. It might be a movie.
Are they?
Yeah.
I had not seen that yet.
It's a live action show, which I think will be kind of cool. Depending on what they do with
Hopefully.
it. It would be really funny if they just like made the whole series and like never talked. I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did a really good job with that on Mad Max, but that was apparently the Furiosa movie is terrible, which I mean, I haven't seen it. I don't know. That's what I've heard, which bums me out a little bit. But also, like, the Mad Max movies are supposed to be anthologies, or they've been anthologies, and so when you do something like here's a prequel, it's like that's not what we want. We want anthologies. We just want lots of Mad Max stories. But Furiosa was a cool character in Fury Road, which was great. But like it really was, I think Tom Hardy just being really quiet through a lot of that movie made the movie.
Yeah.
Like right.
Yeah. Which is kind of a funny thing to say, but.
So like you can do it. You can make a movie with a quiet protagonist, but don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get like a lot of volume in this. I'm trying to Wayne Reynolds this, and it's not going well.
Yep. I feel ya.
I guess poodles aren't really. They're not poofy down below, so maybe I should do. Maybe I should follow the poodle.
You need me to get you some reference?
I think I tried a little too hard for the shape.
Poodles. Showbred poodles.
I have some family members that are really into, what is it called? Retrieving? There's a name for it. Like dog trial stuff. Where they have to go.
Oh.
So like you don't actually go duck hunting, you just train dogs to be really good at duck hunting. With like rubber ducks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that. It's weird getting into like the logistics of raising dogs like that.
Yeah.
But like I can't stand dog shows.
Yeah, no, me neither.
So like I think those are two very different things.
Yeah. I like the agility competitions.
Those are funny. I watched one.
Much better.
I watched one the other day where like they were doing it and this dog was just like set up to win the gold, and then the guy trips and lands on the dog. You know, I was like, oh no. It's like that poor dog. I think that was the title of the video. Was like, dog deserved better.
Yup. And they did.
You ever watch that King of the Hill episode where Hank tries to dance with Lady Bird, his dog?
No.
It's really funny. King of the Hill is like
It's
it's good.
It is. I always found it a little bit depressing. I did not watch a lot of it, but the little bit that I did watch felt more like satire of like redneck American culture.
100%, yeah.
And I knew a couple of people who took it way too seriously and could not see the satire.
I mean, like it's the same thing with. I mean, that's just kind of, I think what Mike Judd is good at, right? Because same thing with Beavis and Butthead. Like Beavis and Butthead is 100% a love of like the MTV culture and satire of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it so good, because it's just like that was a whole Beavis and Butthead were the cumulative generation of people at the time, right? It's just like
Yeah. Ooh, a little bit of thunder. Well, I might be getting my first mountain summer thunderstorm.
it was a little early for that, but
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Maybe it's a spring storm.
I just meant like thunderstorms usually happen at like 4 or 5 o'clock in Idaho.
Oh
They
no!
happen
Well, I
at
mean,
the same time every day.
yeah, that's true for Utah as well. But it feels to me like the type of thunderstorm that this looks like, just peeking at my window, is way more likely to happen end of August, early September.
Cold thunderstorm.
Could just be spring. We don't usually get thunderstorms in the spring, but we do occasionally.
Oh yeah, the new Elden. That's why nobody's around. Everyone's playing Elden Ring.
Oh yeah,
Goodbye, everybody.
that's fair.
I should change the chat to like how to beat Elden Ring in 5 minutes, and then just tell everybody that they missed it. Suggestion: Cash Rishi, the small rhino folk monk with Nathan's themed robes. Do they look different, or do they just look like normal, like a rhino folk would, but are small?
They are. I mean, they're dwarf sized. They do look a little bit different.
I'll look it up.
And that's the character I helped Corvus make yesterday, and they've got a crystal horn. So
Nice. I started making my kobold gunslinger, and I think I built him kind of tanky again. So I don't know if I actually want. I have to look at him again.
it's kind of weird. Like as I've looked through a lot of stuff, second edition Pathfinder, it kind of seems like build thing tanky is the default. Like it's really really easy to fall into that.
Well, I think what I was noticing is essentially they're taking like a note out of Final Fantasy, and basically saying that like types of weapons are role based.
Yeah.
So like everything is either sword and board, two-handed tanky, two-handed damage dealy, or but then you have like two-handed weapon tanky, or one-handed and offhand weapon damage. Like it's kind of strange. But I think it makes sense because then what they're doing is they're making classes that can do the same thing differently. So you can build a fighter that's tanky but doesn't have to have a shield, or you can build a cleric that is tanky but like can be a shield fighter like a fighter and take the fighter feats. And so it's a little strange. So I was like, I want to use a shotgun, which apparently the shotgun is in line with the gun axe, which is a tanky thing because it's more about positioning and like combat maneuvering. So like using the axe to block attacks or push people back. And it's like I just wanted a two-handed gun, but it's like nope, it's either a sniper rifle or a tanky shotgun, and it's like okay, I can kind of see that. So kind of interesting.
I posted a Kashrishi. They have kind of a weird body plan, and I'm seeing a fair amount of Kashrishi that have a second set of arms.
I have seen that too. I think we've talked about them before. Corvus, are you playing Elden Ring?
Hello?
Yep.
Hey.
Welcome
No.
in. No.
I'm just tired.
Gotcha.
Fair.
That's nothing.
Totally fair.
Sleep well last night.
It was really hot last night.
I even tried to go to bed early compared to what I normally go to bed, and it's just like, nope.
I slept in 3 different bedrooms last night.
Oh.
It got really hot. And I'm like, nah, I'm out of here. I went and slept in the guest room, and I was like, nope, it's too hot. I tried to sleep in the living room, and I was like, yeah, yuck.
How was baby handling the heat?
Fine.
Oh, that's good.
Definitely got jump ropes, thermo, whatever's. Every time I try to like put a cold drink on him, jump rope's just like, don't you dare.
Yes, I was hopping in to say that the ones with the second small set of arms, they're like live in jungles, so the second pair of arms helps them climb around.
Ah, you know, like the quadruple monkeys that we.
We have a fair amount of monkeys that have a third hand in the form of a prehensile tail. So
I was wondering where you were going to go with that, but I see what you're saying.
Stations are the only ones I know with the other type of third hand. So
Okay, I think I'm done with this cleric. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
The poodle cleric.
The poodle cleric. Not the puta cleric, the poodle cleric.
I once again chose a far too
Oh my god.
ornate moth for my warm-up.
Stop. Stop. Get out of here. I don't care that I hit 1,200 brush strokes. Oh. I kind of wonder if this is like an ad thing they're doing. To like just piss people off.
But like, to what end?
I have all notifications turned off. I have the milestone thing turned off. My brain.
So on Critical Role news, Brandon Lee Mulligan is doing another 3-shot
Nice.
for them.
That's exciting.
This one is set in Aor.
Cool. 17. Lizard folk dressed as a surprisingly wealthy and well-mannered merchant. Are they not a wealthy and well-mannered merchant, or they only dress that way?
Every bard character I've ever conceived of.
Some ominous skulls
Just
peek from
pretending
under
to be.
the fancy clothes here and there. So they're just dressed like it. Okay.
Yep. I'm just pretending to be upper class.
Yep. Somebody posted on the sword I made yesterday, the dagger I made, the one that
Mhm.
the face stealer.
Yep.
But apparently that's how the spy in TF2 works. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. I guess this is a TF2 spy dagger, but it's permanent. I didn't realize that's how it worked.
That's also how skeletons in the original Sin 2 can walk around. They can steal people's faces and wear them as masks.
That's awesome.
I forgot about that.
The Face Ripper, I think that's literally what it's called.
There's a character. I don't know if the skin stitchers actually wear your skin, if they just steal it. They like to steal your skin. But
I will admit, I do wish I had the DLC at the moment, because there's a bunch of stuff I would love to collect. But, alas, no DLC right now.
yeah.
I was talking with, or we were talking with Dagon last night, and apparently, like, because he had played modded Elden Ring, when the DLC dropped, he basically lost his all of his save files.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucked. Probably still sucks.
I am of a mind that if you want to play DLC, just start a new game. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
I'm not a. There are a few games that I'm very like. I don't want my stuff to get erased. But.
Ubisoft games are like, they're pretty. Not necessarily long, but like really energy intensive to get to
Yeah. I also.
place. often. So
I also feel like FromSoft games aren't really about your stats or your progression.
yeah,
They're about you learning the game. And so like
yeah,
once you like get so far or beat a boss, you can usually get back to that boss on a new save file really quick. Because you just know how the fight works, you know where everything is, and you don't get the wanderlust, right? Going all over the place looking for stuff. You're just like, I need this axe, I need to go here, I need to kill this guy a couple times so I have enough hit points, fight the boss. So I've never been too much of a problem of like starting new characters on those games. I love starting new characters on FromSoft games. So I could see with a game like the Armor Core series, those were always kind of a pain in the butt because like a lot of the gear is just locked behind time, and so it's like I don't want to have to go back and get these things, but it does suck. Like you lose your save files if you want to keep playing something.
I will say it's. I will say because I play on a console, I can't have mods. I'm fairly safe from that.
Yeah.
So.
I'm probably going to wait to get the expansion until the 4-player mod works again. I know they had talked about maybe implementing it. I don't think they did.
yeah. I know there are several streamers that I follow that Let's Play streamers that I follow that if that had been implemented officially, I guarantee they would have been playing it 4-player.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're right. I don't think it was ever really implemented.
The biggest thing about the 4-player mod that fixed the game was letting players use the Steam API instead of their own janky netcode.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, check this out. The game works. And it's like, oh, well, yeah.
Imagine that.
How about that?
I did not realize how good Steam was at that sort of thing until I saw Thor's video about how the only thing you have to do to enable 4 players, design your game for couch co-op.
Yeah.
And then enable it on Steam.
The problem with that, and because this is something I've looked into and thought about and wanted to try, is the problem with that is what it does is it makes your computer the host for that game, which can be great, unless all of a sudden the people you're playing with are on a different server.
Yeah.
And then like so if I want to play with my friends in Idaho, I'm in like US West for Seattle, and they're usually on the California one. And so whenever we try to play couch co-op, there's always a bit of latency. And so it can work out. Like it worked out really well for Broforce, and I think Castle Crashers did the same thing. But anytime there's any kind of PvP, like you can tell that there's latency. And so that's always a bummer. So that's the only real downside to it, is that you are hosting. So the person hosting one has to have a good computer and has to have a good connection and be on a good server. So that's the downside to not having a dedicated server. Which would be like World of Warcraft does that. They have a few servers and everybody connects to the same server, and that way latency is on their side instead of your PC. But yeah, the fact that you can do it that way is awesome. Steam is great about that.
Yeah. So for your game concept for don't split the party, do you think you would do the Steam couch co-op? Do you think it would be worth it to have a dedicated server?
I would most like I think yes, you could do it that way, and then you could let people play co-op, because then only one person would need the game. But it would probably be better to have it hosted somewhere. And that people set up the servers there for multiplayer, especially if you want to play with people you don't know. Like that's the other part of it.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good alternative for small co-op games. He's gonna have earrings, which I know doesn't make any sense, but I don't care. Maybe a gold tooth. That should be really funny. Something like hosting something like Elden Ring on your own computer, I don't think would work. I don't think would work. It would not be.
No, no.
So like there's also that aspect of it, of like what you're actually hosting. But that being said, things like not Call of Duty, Battlefield, what people will do is they will just buy a host server. So like I buy a host server from this company, and then they host all of that data and everything because they have, they have a good connection, and then people can just route into it when I give them the password. And that's like $5 a month. That's a good alternative too. And that's what we're doing Foundry. Like Foundry right now, instead of me hosting it on my computer, we're hosting it on a server. And that way it's a lot cleaner and faster for everybody to use. It makes modding it a little harder because I can't like just access my local files.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
I'm ready. What am I rolling?
D20.
D20. I don't have the doc pulled up. 12.
Warforged with mercury detailing. His left arm is a rotating saw, pizza cutter.
Okay.
Pizza cutters are not saws. I just want to put that out there. They are rotary blades, and there's a difference.
I think they probably meant a circular saw blade.
Mercury detailing. What does that mean? Like, are they oozing?
Liquid metal. I have to assume. Because if they just wanted super shiny detailing, that would be chrome, right?
Right. Is it the fact that it's like oozing that makes it mercury, or is it there's something else about it that would make it more or less different than a different metal detailing? It sounds a lot like the like, oh, I have a golden sword. It's like, so you have a shitty sword.
No, I have a nice sword inlaid with gold. Okay, that's two different things.
I really like that about The Witcher, that he basically had a silver sword that he only used for monsters, because you just like, you don't want to fight with a silver sword. Are we playing tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Double check. I asked Wednesday, and everybody who replied said they should be good.
Are we doing a new team comp?
That is yet to be decided.
Because I think everybody is trapped underwater, right? And we kind of
Currently.
decided not to go anymore in the water.
Well, we have not decided.
Okay.
Everybody was a little bit brain fried at the end of last session, so we said, you know what, we'll just discuss this at the beginning of next session.
Gotcha.
So let's see, yes, Jonas burning, okay. Jump Rope answered for herself and you, saying that you guys were good, and Dagon said he's good to play. Yeah. Corvus may or may not be joining us.
Yep. Depends.
He and I spoke about that yesterday.
Jonas said he wanted to switch characters, right?
Yeah, and I helped him.
He's eating his snake folk with another snake folk.
Yeah, not quite. He's got a barbarian and a fighter.
Okay.
But I helped him make that character this week, so that character is ready to go again.
I could play more Cranberry Granola Crunch, but
His fire kit is
it's so stupid.
not really useful under the water.
That would not stop me from
That's what-
playing that character.
That's why we go the other path. Abandon the other team and go explore the other reach.
Yep. Let finite deal with finite stuff.
Yeah, if you guys wanna do that, if we wanna have the other team continue exploring the underwater route and just like have them do that off camera, I'm totally down for that.
Until the 24 hours is up, they finally get back on land.
When is the Alchemist update supposed to come out?
Either
Good
at the
question.
end of July or beginning of August.
Okay.
So
Little-
midsummer.
Yeah, I'll wait for Finite for that then. And then the
Midsummer?
Champion update. Did they just release that, or is that
No.
They just started teasing it, I think, right?
Yeah, they talked about like some things that will be being changed, but like they won't like get the full stuff out because it's coming out in Player Core 2 as well.
Okay. Is that an Elden Ring hammer?
Yep. It's that where you spin it over your head, like, and then it slams on the ground.
I'm struggling today. I don't know why I'm struggling so much.
Friday.
It is a Friday that feels like a Monday because I've been on like pseudo vacation for the last 2 weeks. My parents left town, and then so that way Wednesday and Thursday felt like a weekend. And now it's Friday, which feels like a Monday.
Yeah. It's a sure way to really screw up your week schedule.
Mhm. Sleeping? What if we stopped? What if we stopped using the dice? What if we spurned the dice god more, and we just first come first serve for the people that are here?
Like how we used to do it.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I like the we let people show up and suggest things, and we put that on a separate list. And then if we run out of those, then we fall back on the list from the chat. I mean, we do what 10 drawings a week, but usually we only have 10 people in the chat. So like,
Yeah.
I think we could maybe do that. But I like people interacting with the thing. I don't know. The dice gods seem to be the best option for fairness, but I guess when we used to do it that way, that's how we ended up drawing Dr. Random like 12 kobolds. Gotta reward
True.
those frequent flyers. Okay, let's take a break here. Let's talk about this.
Yep.
I like this concept that I'm doing. So he's got like a cloak, then he's got a mantle, and then a robe. This looks like shit. So I like the idea, but it needs to look better. So let's do that. Let's try to make this actually look cool. Like let's figure that out.
Also would like to point out, I'm pretty sure there's just the 3 of us watching the stream at the moment.
F's in chat.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Elden Ring Day. I bet if we go to Twitch, it's
Yeah.
nothing but Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
Bapu, bapu.
Even in Elden Ring Days kind of started yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all the big YouTubers had like early access and
There's 10,000
Basically,
people
let's start.
watching. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. I went to Twitch, and it's like, categories. Art. I'm like, nah, that's the one I like. 10,000 people watching. And then I looked over, Hades 2, 500 people. Great, 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 great. Elden Ring, 540,000. It's like, okay. Okay. There are 10 times as many people playing Elden Ring as there are Minecraft right now. So, yeah, it's not a good day for art.
Nope.
nope.
Oh, well,
I'm sorry.
Steve Sketches has less than 100 people in his chat. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. It's going to be a slow day. So, hey, all you non-Elden Ring watchers, if you're in the chat, tell me what character you had, and we will forego the dice today. If you're not in chat, well, too bad.
You snooze, you lose.
You've betrayed me for Elden Ring, so.
Yeah.
I mean-
Prioritize FromSoft and
Corvus says with
betrayed.
Elden Ring in the it's the side window. I don't know. What
I
you're
don't
talking
have it in the side window.
Maybe that means the Helldiver servers will be nice and empty today.
The only thing I have open are the thumbnails for weapons that I just really liked and wanted to share.
That works. Elden Ring's so hot right now. Yeah. Oliver, welcome in. What's been drawn? Stuff.
I got this unfinished giant leopard mothman. That was my warm-up, and I abandoned early because I realized it was going to take too long, and now I'm doing a Warforged of no class with a
Saw blade.
left-hand saw blade. Saw blade.
I drew a poodle cleric. That's all I drew.
Yeah.
And now I'm drawing a gator merchant.
And
Those
Rook's
fine
complaining
gator
about it.
products.
Yeah.
Having a hard time with that.
Because I think I'm breaking the rules again of like, I'm not actually paying attention to how this cloth is or would sit, and so it looks really boring. So I'm just trying to. I need to play with it to make it look like cloth, and make sense to like exist as a piece of cloth. How are you doing, Oliver? Poodle
Welcome.
cleric. Poodle cleric is interesting. Bunch of time off, nice. You gonna write more for your campaign? I did some drawing on Twitch yesterday. They redrew some of the old viewer suggestion stuff for the Sagas book. And I redrew one of the... We did like a whole bunch of porcelain Warforged back in the day.
Yeah.
And I used one of those as the base. One of those is the base for the character, and it looks awesome now. And it's just like I love doing things a second time. Like the second time, I feel like
Yeah.
the second iteration always looks so much better.
Especially if you have enough time to like take a little time off in between.
Mm-hmm.
Do something else in between and then come back to it.
This one looks like a shoulder pad now, which is what I wanted, but this one doesn't. I think I gotta get rid of this. I gotta change this. When does the World of Warcraft expansion come out?
Does it matter?
I mean, kind of. Just because I'm not gonna play it doesn't mean I don't want to know about it. I got gold. I can go back for a month. One of my friends is wondering what they're calling a Star Wars 5e campaign, so I'll just take a bit getting used to it. Cool. Are they just counting the Force as magic? And there's been a couple of books for that already, I know. And I think somebody that we raid from time to time was playing one of those, I think. Who was it, though? I don't think it was Skittle.
No idea.
Eichmann. It was Eichmann. Eichmann 5000, yeah. I think he was playing a Star Wars campaign.
The next expansion comes out August 26th.
Okay.
I think maybe we're currently in an expansion.
Which one is it? Is that War Within or is that something else?
Yes.
Okay. So
War Within.
I think they're currently doing pre-expansion stuff. So like there's basically the way they do their stuff is like an expansion will go and come out, and then after a certain amount of time the raids will come out. And this is how Final Fantasy does it too. And then before the next expansion, they'll actually release a pre-patch dungeon and like storyline to kind of set up the next expansion. And this usually gives you like really good gear to start you off on the next expansion.
Yeah, it looks like.
And then they drop the new expansion. This is also when they do this pre-patch, they actually release all of the updates. So that way they have like 2 months to make sure that everything works before it releases. So like, if they have like a level crunch, they'll do that. They'll do if talent points happen or they change the way moves work. All of that happens during this pre-patch period, which I think is what we're in right now, before the next WoW expansion comes out. And I think they do that because when they released Burning Crusade, it crashed the game. And they were like, never again! Never again!
Yeah, it looks like they're either getting ready to release the pre-patch or are in like the middle of Dark Heart.
Okay.
Which is like the thing before the pre-patch.
Yeah.
So.
It's basically a story-based pre-patch like time, which is, I think, smart. Final Fantasy does something similar, but usually what they do is they'll release stuff for, I think, the crafters.
There you go. It's not like a definite timeline, but it's best.
Gotcha.
No, you went robot-y for a second there.
I think it's the equivalent of an arcane casting and divine casting. Gotcha. I mean,
Hello?
Yep. Hello,
Hello?
welcome back.
Okay.
Jedi are essentially just wizards. Like they're just space wizards. That's all they are.
Yeah.
And it's for as happy as people are like, oh, it's the Force. It's just space magic. What did we say about? I'm liking the new Star Wars thing, the Acolytes, and it's getting tons of hate online, but partially because the CEO. I got your suggestion, by the way, handsome. I put it on the list for you. A bunch of random edible things. A goblin eater. Goblin chef. I like it.
God.
Anyways, one of the person in charge of making all of the new Disney stuff. I don't know if she's a CEO or if she's a head producer. I can't remember her name now. Basically said it's really hard to make content with a female lead role because almost all of the Star Wars fan base is male, and that apparently just sent the internet into a tizzy, which I don't know. If that's what she believes, why does she keep making female role characters? But also like,
Dave is the one who's writing everything.
what's that?
I think Dave Filoni's the one.
Right, yeah, Dave Filoni's writing everything, but like the producer's the one that's making the decisions about what gets to be made, or like, because they're also coming. The next Star Wars movie is about Rey again, and people are mad about that too. And so I don't know. It just feels really weird because one,
That's a different
well,
thing.
yeah, that's a different thing altogether. But like, for people to be mad about it being a female role, I think is stupid. But for the person who is deciding what gets made to say that that's why it sucks is also stupid. It's like just
Yeah. I also don't think it's true.
yeah, exactly. It's like there is a little bit to be said about like knowing your audience, right? Like that's important.
Yeah.
That's 100%
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
And
And there for sure is a certain amount of misogyny.
yeah.
In
Yep. So I'm totally. I don't want to discredit that at all. It was somebody said something to the effect of, what was it, like, lesbian space witches, lesbian space witches, and that the Dathomir,
Dathomir witches.
yeah,
Been there for a while.
that yeah, it's that's not a new woke thing. Yeah, lesbian
No,
space witches have been around for years. It's like, it's
Well,
so-
did they actually add like?
Yeah, they're in the new series.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's super awesome. That's what I'm saying. Like, so the people that kind of already know what's going on, like, I've been really, really happy with the series so far. And then the people that are mad about it haven't watched the series. It's super strange. So for whoever it is, I have to look it up so I know what I'm talking about again. To be like, oh, it's like we're getting all this hate because the fan base doesn't like this stuff. It's like, if the fan base doesn't like that stuff, it's not new. They're not fans. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been really happy with all the Star Wars stuff that's coming out, except for the weird biker gang in the Book of Boba Fett. That was just bad. Like, it was badly executed, badly written, and weird. But other than that, I've been pretty happy with it. So, yeah. The Jedi is just a cult. Yeah, essentially.
yeah.
It's just a religious crap, what's it called? It's a religious group that tried to take over the political landscape of an entire galaxy. So,
Theocracy?
yeah, there you go. It's a theocracy.
They're the moral majority of Reagan era.
Sure. That actually works.
Less Jerry Falwells.
Which I think this might actually talk about that a little more. It's only on like episode 4 or 5 now, so like I don't exactly know where they're going with it. But the way they're setting it up, it does seem like this is kind of the first point where the Jedi Order is getting kind of looked at and picked apart for being a little shitty and underhanded.
Clones are people, droids are people.
Yeah, clones are people, droids are people.
Slavery.
But it's definitely like I dig it because of that, and I think people are like, whoa, you can't do that. It's like why not? That's what it's always been about. Like it's always been about that.
Yeah.
So
The The entire point of the Return of the Jedi is that Yoda's fucking wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yoda told Luke not to go and confront Vader and the Emperor.
Yeah. There's actually
You're not ready. You cannot have that connection. The Force, the good side of the Force, does not do connection, and he was wrong.
that was something that I thought was kind of interesting with the newest ones that came out. Like, is it The Last Jedi is the newest one? Or Rise of Skywalker or something like that? It doesn't matter. Like, essentially that's if you really watch all the stories and watch all the things, Yoda's wrong most of the time. Like, that's the biggest
100%.
thing. Like, Yoda's trying to teach Luke this thing, and then you kind of have to look at it and be like, no, Yoda. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, Qui-Gon Jinn was right.
Yeah. Hey Yoda, why are you teaching Anakin Skywalker's son the same thing that that destroyed Anakin Skywalker's psyche and left him vulnerable to the dark side? Hey Yoda, maybe wake the fuck up.
Don't get me wrong.
Yoda,
I don't think Sidious was right. Like, Palpatine was
No.
also an evil fuck, but like, well, but yeah, two wrongs don't make it right.
No, it really feels like if you take a step back from like all of the lore and look at the storytelling, it's pretty clear the Jedi are not right and the Sith are not right. Nobody's right. The whole universe is fucked up, and and government is bad.
We just don't use the Force. Just
Just
just leave it alone.
yeah, like it's basically commentary about like why it's a good thing that our society does not have magic, because people abuse it.
Anakin's love for his mother apparently caused the downfall because Jedi are supposed to lose attachments to their families and loved ones. Yeah, like the whole premise of the Jedi Order, for the most part, is that if you feed into your emotions, you can lose control because your emotions cause conflict. So if you remove attachment and emotion, you can be one with the Force and be totally pure in that aspect. Whereas the dark side says, hey, you should stop using your logical mind and just feed into your emotions and let it fuel you, and let the Force fuel you through your emotions. And because trying to remove that causes conflict, and they're both right. They're both right, which is why like the Grey Jedis and where Ahsoka I think kind of is now, that's kind of like, it's like, yeah, the Force needs to be something that is living, and the Jedi are wrong and the Sith are wrong, and it needs to be something that is both. And that's why like the whole Anakin Skywalker was supposed to bring balance
to the Force.
Yeah, that was the point, is he's supposed to get rid of the Jedi and the Sith. And I think that's the story they're trying to tell now, at least Filoni is, but it's taken a while and people aren't kind of seeing it, because like in a lot of the old in like the Clone Wars and stuff, Anakin meets the Force incarnate, which is like the father, the mother, or the father, the sister, and the brother, and then the sister gets killed, and so now all of a sudden the Sith are really powerful, and he's like, the fuck, Anakin, and he's like, I don't know, I'm out of here, and he leaves. And it's like, no, you gotta fix this. Like, what's happening? And I think
you caused this problem, and now you've thrown everything out of whack, despite the fact that you weren't like, you were supposed to like,
because the father's
learn
like,
something from this.
I'm super old and I can't take care of these two anymore. Watch them. And Anakin's like, I don't want to do that. I got a girlfriend / wife. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is like, save the universe. Just watch my kids. And Anakin's like, I don't want to. And then the brother kills the sister. And it's like, I gotta go. It's a good story.
What a loser.
Kills the sister and blames everybody but himself as well. I think that was a really good thing to have in the series, because it was such an illustration of exactly why Anakin's priorities were going to put him in the Vader suit.
Yep.
I do want them to make a sub-series where the mother is the villain.
That would be interesting to see. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat here. I forgot what Yoda species is. I think Yoda species is Yoda. Like, there are not enough of them for them to be like a species, a classification. Because there's only 3
There's
that I know
3 of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's Yoda, Yaddle, and Grogu. So, they have not. They
Maybe
don't have
Yoda.
a. They don't have a. George Lucas is purposefully keeping it unknown, like in canon. So,
Yep.
go ahead. What were you saying?
Uh,
The mother.
the mother would be a cool.
The mother's in the Maelstrom, right?
She's in the maelstrom.
Like the mother is like the universe incarnate, nature.
That's cool. I hadn't heard that part yet.
Corrupted mortal to immortal.
She was a person.
Was a person.
Okay.
She was the last person the father tried to get to take care of everybody.
Gotcha. She was Anakin before Anakin was Anakin,
Yes.
and she turned into a giant space maw. The father, the daughter, and the son were absolutely owned by Anakin. Yeah, I mean he was supposed to be a astral guardian, right? And he just fucked it up.
Yeah, yeah.
He dominates the
was-
Force and could literally become the Force God, and then he was like, nah, and then ditches and disappears. Yep. Basically. Yeah, the Kyber Crystal's bleeding thing is pretty cool. Okay, I'm done with this guy.
I think I'm done with this as well. Not as much detail as I usually do, but I'm schmoovin' today.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to play Helldivers. So, move it along. Here we go. Let's get the new one. 10. A Minotaur pirate cannoneer with a broken horn. I feel like I've drawn that before. Minotaur.
I
pirate.
roll 18 for me when you're ready.
Shadow caster fetchling,
Fetchling, okay.
Magus with a short hair, horns, and dresses like an edgy lant. I can't read that word. That might be a bad word. I don't know. What that
Lynch
is.
Connect?
Close. Yeah.
Lynch Connect?
Yep. What is that?
It's just a German mercenary.
German mercenary. Okay. It was a
Yeah,
German
okay.
word. That's why it seemed like a dirty word to me. I think.
It's not. It's just
Have
it's
you-
like Bland Knight.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. There's a lot of funny videos out there about like anything you say in German sounds angry, and if you write it down, it looks inappropriate.
Is that yours, Druid?
That's my prompt, yeah. I'll look it up. Lunch connects. Next.
I finished
Ooh.
I finished the spider script yesterday. I'll probably go back and re-edit it again one more time before I record it. But I was looking at the Anati and like, they don't start with a climb speed. They get, oh, that looks really cool. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't get flat-footed when climbing, which I didn't realize was a thing. But and then at level 9 you can take a feat to gain 25 move speed. But then there are tons of Anati creatures in the book that are
all
not
have-
level 9 and start with the climb speed while they're in their spider form. So I
Yeah, yeah.
assume that's the same
Yeah,
thing as with the flying speed, right? Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Our only Anati character in our game is Dagon's Nightshade
oh, I didn't
character,
realize that.
and yeah, well,
Spoilers.
nobody's seen them transform. Yeah, but
Oh, I guess that's
we-
true.
we've-
Yeah, they aren't. They
yeah,
don't have
we-
a hybrid
we've-
form.
yeah, we've talked, or no, they do, but they haven't. Nobody has seen them transform. So they're-
Gotcha.
yeah, they've got. I think they have all 3 forms. Anyway, I made sure that they have the climb speed because I was like, "There's no fucking way a spider does not have a climb speed."
Mm-hmm.
The spell is called Spider Climb.
Yep.
A spider species has Spider Climb default.
The other weird thing about it that I was noticing was like you can take Web Weaver at level 1, so you can craft things you like rope or cloth or nets,
Mm-hmm.
but it says that they have to be worth less than like 3 silver. But everything that is a trap, a net, or a rope costs more than a gold, and it's just like, what?
It's so you can't sell it.
Right.
It's specifically to keep problem players from just spamming out like fine silken rope and selling it for ridiculous prices.
Yeah, it says it only lasts
'Cause it
24
also,
hours
like-
and that it's worth nothing when you try to sell it.
Yep.
So I think that's appropriate. But at the same time, like, I do feel like you should be able to, like, if you want to make money, and you should be able to take like crafting or use your crafting skill to weave clothes and stuff, right? Like that would be really cool. I think you can.
Yeah.
But like, I think you should be able to do that as a profession. Like you could be a weaver. I think that's great. And I think you should get like the trap crafting skill as a passive, or like be a feat that you could take so that you can make webs and traps and things, because that would be awesome. One of the other feats you can take allows you to, as long as you and someone else are touching a web or thread, you get tremor sense and you can sense them. And I love that. That's great. But there's nothing for like making webs or spreading webs or tying webs around. So I think that's a little weird. K 117, welcome in. Oh, howdy. So I think there's a lot that you could do with the spider folk, and that's why I'm making the video about it. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring that up. That like, not a lot in the book. The Pathfinder stuff is kind of getting weird like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe when they're doing the remaster stuff, they'll like revisit the Mwanga Expanse ancestries, because they're making the Colo or Knolls in the putting them in the Player Core 2 book.
Cool. Okay.
So maybe they'll revisit the Anadi.
Hopefully. There is so much stuff that they kind of like need to revisit. I kind of have a feeling that they're just gonna be like ADHD picking at whatever project is kind of feels most pressing to them, and then I think a lot of the stuff is going to have to be filled in by third-party stuff, which I'm not opposed to that.
That's true. Handsome Skeleton, I did see your suggestion, and it is on the list. I did put it on there.
So I will say they do get a web spell. They can cast web.
They get
at
level 2
13th
web at level 13, which does not make any sense to me. Like,
No, yeah.
they can use it every 10
Plus,
minutes.
Also, there's their capstone. I think so. Yeah, every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
It's
also their capstone,
that's weak.
because they only ever have one 13th level and nothing else above it.
I would
So-
100% give them that at level 5.
Same.
Yeah.
And then let them pick like one of those other feats at level 13. Like the Tremor Sense or the other thing I was thinking, like, if you have to take the climb speed feat at 9, it should double your climb speed. You should start with the climb speed, and then that one should double it. So you're just like really fast while climbing, which would be awesome.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, how do I turn this into a pirate? That's the question. That's always the question. How do I
I
turn this
will
into a
say the manga expense was kind of like almost a letdown for like some of the ancestries they put in, because
Yeah.
they only go to 13th level. Any of the unique ones. Nothing above 13th.
I would agree. I think the Malwangi Expanse had a lot of really, really cool stuff that was missing, but but they didn't. It feels a little underproduced, like underwhelmed.
It's like they gave you a play test
Yeah.
Yeah.
kit.
Yeah.
And I know when they released the first book, like the playtest books, one of the big complaints was there's too much shit here, and so I'm kind of wondering if they just like pulled a bunch of stuff they didn't want to put in it, and then released that at the Malwangi Expanse, but like they didn't finish it before they did that. It's just like, here's the other crap we didn't put in the other book. It's like, guys, finish it. So it could have also been part of it was COVID, because that one came out right after COVID, right?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I remember there being something about that book was rushed. Like, they had to rush that book because of something, and I think it might have been COVID. Which is not a great excuse, but, like, that would make sense.
Yeah. Considering, like, they don't have, like, a lot of in-house writers. A lot of them are, like, off, I don't know, campus writers for their
Right.
stuff. So, it's like, I don't think that's too much of an excuse.
Because I could see, like, if their publishing got shoddier, you know, after that, they'd have to come back and, like, edit it and stuff. But, like, yeah, it feels like there's just no content there.
Yeah, it came out in 21.
Yeah, okay. But, yeah, so that could have been part of it. Maybe they didn't have the full effort of, like, we want to do all of these things, but now we really just need to fill the book instead of trying to expand upon it. But I don't know. It's that Mwangi Expanse to me does feel a little lackluster for Paizo books, for sure.
Yeah. Like, it has a lot of, like, cool stuff in it.
Very
but
cool
it's
stuff.
just like,
Yeah, very cool stuff. But like
Yeah,
the same thing with the tattoos. Like the tattoos feel unfinished.
Yeah. That really is the
Or
thing.
they did.
I'm really happy with all of the baseline, but it all feels unfinished.
Did they add more
Because, like-
tattoos? The base tattoos? Is that in the?
yeah.
Okay. I think.
Eventually.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
now, like, second level tattoos.
Okay. Which book is that in? Is that in the remaster?
No, they added in
Treasure?
the Treasure Vault book.
Can't remember which one I got. I'm gonna have to look.
It's literally just called Treasure Vault.
Yeah, I don't remember if I got
It's a-
Treasure Vault or not.
But yeah, they went back and added first level tattoos. And I think the issue is because they have so many different people writing different sections, and then, like, there's, like, one editor
Mm-hmm.
compiling it all together,
Oof,
so things slip through the crack.
that poor one.
I don't know if
editor.
it's one ed. I don't know if it's really one ed, like just one editor, but it feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, honestly, I bet what's happening. This is a wild guess, right? Like, I have no way to check or finish this, but I think what's happening is they write a book. They go, "This is 200 pages over." The first edit will look at it. Someone will be like, "Let's cut out a third of it." They send it back to the editor, and they're like, "Yeah, that looks good," but this person knows, like, all of the pieces of what was in here, and so if all of a sudden it's not in this second version of the book, you're missing half this character, but this person knew what it was and just kind of like, "Yeah, that looks great." And it's like, "Where's the rest of it though?" It's like, "What do you mean? It's in the book." It's like, "It's not anymore." It's like, "Oh." So I'm betting their editor, or like the person that cuts out their stuff, is not the same person that copy edits it and make sure that things make sense. Because
I was like,
yeah.
I'm just looking at it. All the new ancestries they posted
Mhm.
into the manga expanse do not have level 17 ancestry feats at all.
Which doesn't make
They
any
just
sense.
have one level 13 feat.
Actually, something
And so it's just like,
I'm wondering if maybe their intent was to release the characters as low-level characters, like so people could build their characters, and then put all the high-level ancestry stuffs in the modules.
well, if that was the case, they've not posted it.
Ooh, angry boy, hold on.
Oh god, I can hear all
Yeah,
that.
hold on a second.
Of course, this was a swashbuckler fetchling, right? Do you remember?
Like Shadowcaster Magus?
Shadowcaster. Okay. Oh, right. Magus. Okay. Then I can still do the big old greatsword.
Yes. I'll wait to finish my
Yeah. Until baby
Solid.
is.
soothed. That's a weird thing. I didn't know they had in Pathfinder.
Hmm.
You have contracts. Like,
Don't tell Nemi.
okay, I won't tell you.
No, Nemi.
Oh, don't. It's so like I was
Okay,
looking
bye.
at the stuff they. So to finish my thought that we had, I was
Yeah.
saying,
Not to be
if
in
that
the.
was the case,
Yeah.
they've not done anything with those ancestries for any of the modules,
Okay.
and
Okay.
just so
That would have been my only guess of like,
yeah.
because that way you have a book that can start a campaign,
Hmm.
and then you wouldn't need those unless you had gotten really far into a module, right? And so that
'Cause,
would
like-
make sense with, because I think they did that with, Minotaurs last time.
Because I will say that is a good idea if
Mhm.
that was the case, because when after they released the manga expense book, they released a adventure path. I think 2 of them, in fact, set in
Yeah,
the manga expanse.
because that's essentially a setting guide, is what the Momongi Expanse book is, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
so you think?
Because there was like, oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because before the Lost Omens book, there was a book where they basically started teasing the manga expanse, where like you get teleported there and like you're in this small isolated area. You get to interact with like a few tribes of the Anadi and like a few local elven tribes, but then teleport away.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lost Omens manga expense came out, and then Strength of Thousands,
Yeah.
and then
So I could definitely see them doing that as a way of like truncating the setting guide by saying, "Oh, look, and here's some of the feats that these Anadi have that players can also use," right? But it feels like it's opposite, because when you look at the Anadis that are in the setting guide, they have all of the feats that the players can use, but they aren't listed as them having those feats. They're just all of them have it, which is kind of strange. So,
because like all of them have the hybrid form,
mm-hmm.
human form, and just their normal natural state. They all have like the web weaving feature.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's a really weird way of deriving those things.
Yeah. And it really flies in the face of basically all of the why you should play monster videos that you've ever done, because you're always just like, well, just break it down. The features come at levels and like represent, so because the features all, if you look at them as things that are acquired at levels and can dissect how the character, the monster character levels up, then you can figure out how to play the monster races, right? But you can't really do that with these.
And I wonder if part of that is the nice Ren fairs are so cool. Wish I could go to one. Oh yeah, you're talking about your Ren fair. Oh, nice. That does look fun. I'm kind of wondering if part of it is because they switched from a template system where you have insert character here, gain these abilities, to the trait system where they're just like, take trait, put on character sheet. And so I wonder if in that process they basically would make the character they wanted with all their traits, and then they're like, oh, that needs to be a feat, that needs to be a feat, that needs to be a feat. But it's like that kind of rips apart what makes the template, undead, or makes them it makes them too split up. Because now you're like, I'm part undead because I only have one of those traits, and it's like, that's a little weird. Shouldn't all undead have that trait? And they do in some instances, like the element thing that just came out. They're like, if you take this type of fire ancestry from the fire plane, you gain this trait and everything that goes along with that type. And it's like, that's brilliant. That's a template. that works with the tag system. But I think that's the first time we've seen that. And so once again, it feels like they're either, and I hope in the new core and the monster book when it comes out, we'll talk about that, and hopefully that'll fix some of it. Because yeah, I really feel like they started with the template system, switched to the tag system, and they're like, oh, we just need the template system back to apply the tag system properly, instead of them just automatically being feats. It's like, no, some of these need to be automatically applied.
They had stuff like that before the remaster, because there's a few like template stuff and / tag stuff in the Dark Archives book where you can take an existing creature, slap on the cryptid thing, and add, like, basically slot out different abilities for different things.
Okay.
I think the one that I was most disappointed in was with the Book of the Dead.
They had some cool one for skeletons, I know. But that felt more like a template.
So the thing about the skeleton is, you're not like truly like fully undead. You don't have, you still take persistent bleeding damage even though you do not have bones.
You mean you are bones? Like, you don't have blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like if you're a skeleton, you still take bleeding damage. You still can be poisoned.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying with, I think that's a good example of the tag system, right? They're like, oh, you gain the undead tag. And it's like, cool, but the undead tag doesn't have those, right? Like, it doesn't have the non-bleeding.
Unless you're a creature undead.
Exactly.
It has all of them.
And all of those should apply. Anything that a skeleton has as a tag should be applied with the template, and it's not. They just give you one of the tags, and it's like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. So, yeah. And I'm wondering if it might just be kind of an oversight with how they, if they had planned for it to be digital, right? And you're like, oh, you gained the undead tag, and if you do that, the computer knows, oh, undeads also follow these tag rules, so these are all under that umbrella. That would make total sense. But because it's written, handwritten, it doesn't automatically do that, and it needs to say that. It needs to have those, like, apply all 5 of these tags. And that was something we ran into when we started playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, is we kept having to, like, dig deeper and deeper through the tags to find it. And it really feels like it was written in a code sense and not in a written form sense. So hopefully maybe they'll reword that better and it'll fix it in the new one. We'll have to wait until the monster book comes out. Or did it just come out? God, there was a book I was going to go buy and I couldn't get it. That's the monster book.
The Monster Core book has been released for about 2 months now.
I'm just going to order it right now on stream. Because one day, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go buy this book. I went to 5 different shops around here in the Seattle area. None of them had it. They were all sold out. And I was just like, I drove around for probably 3 or 4 hours trying to get that book. I'm just going to order it. Core 2, right?
No.
No.
Just Monster Core.
Monster Core,
Yeah, Pathfinder, Monster Core, P2. How is that different? The Monster Core. Because the first one was just called the Monster Manual, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the all of the ones that say Core are the remastered.
Okay.
Yeah.
$50!
Yeah, they've hiked their prices up for their books. Though their rule books are generally cheaper than, like, the Lost Omen books. The Lost Omen books are generally going to be like $70 now.
Yeah. Alright, I will have that tomorrow and I'll read it.
Oh, look at me. I live in a nice big city where I can get Amazon delivered the next day.
I can walk to an Amazon building.
That's not going to get your order any faster, but
I mean, I could. Flex, right? I could have them. I could go pick it up. That's a thing you can do around here. Yeah. Like, oh, do you want an Amazon pickup today? And it's like, yeah, sure, why not? They'll just drop it off at like a mailbox and you just go pick it up.
Sorry, I may have been a little bit bitter.
We got to get
You
you
can
out of
move
small
here.
town.
Yeah. You can move here if you want. Okay.
It just that reminds me. Every time I visit my friends, they're like, "Oh, you could always like join this like and work at the Catholic school or not in school. It's an academy, high-end academy." And I'm like, they ain't gonna hire me. I know they won't.
You could try.
I look like a vagrant on
Well,
a good day.
You might have to shave.
Well,
That's always the downside
Yep.
to getting a new job. You have to shave.
clean yourself up and don't tell them that you're queer.
Oh, in Seattle,
that
it might
makes-
actually
no,
help.
that doesn't.
Depends.
Yeah.
It depends. Depends on
I
how
was like,
good
I
the
don't
company
know
wants
which,
to look.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, I don't know which nuns are running it. That changes everything.
That's true. That's true.
We have a Christian college right around here that I keep like thinking about applying for, and it's like I don't want to be a teacher. I just don't want to be a teacher. I think I'm about done with
mean,
this cowboy.
Between a high school teacher or elementary school teacher, I would rather be a college teacher.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Professors are always going to be more fun than dealing with angsty teens, because then you're just
Yep.
dealing with like ignorant adults is what you're dealing with at colleges.
Yep.
Like,
And then you could just tell them like, you don't have to be here. You can leave.
yeah. You already paid me. You don't have to be here.
Yep.
If you want to pay me for a failing grade, that is your prerogative. So either
Every
shut
time,
up and
yeah.
sit down, or get out. I don't care.
One of my favorite Rick and Morty quotes is, "What the fuck are we doing here?" And I think that's because like that was very much my attitude when I worked at the university. I was mostly a teacher's assistant or like a lab tech in a couple situations, and every time I did that, when someone would start getting uppity and pissed off, it's like, the fuck are we doing here? Like, just leave. Like, turn in your assignment or leave. Those are the two things I need you to do. I don't care which one you do. Just do one of those, please. like you are the only reason you are here. Why are you mad at me? So it didn't happen very often, but it was just like people would get real pissed off about an assignment. And it's like, if you don't like doing this, why are you trying to get a job doing this? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what the fuck are we doing here?
We're here to suffer.
Poor kiddo.
You having a bad Friday?
Pooed himself awake.
Mm.
And I
Hate
think,
when that happens.
And I think now is hungry. Am empty. Please fill.
Feed me.
Yeah. I woke up full and now I'm hungry. It's hard being a kid.
Yeah. Especially when your only means of communication is screaming.
Abdul.
We empathize with you, kiddo.
Really? Kidding.
I empathize with you, kiddo.
Hi. 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 How are you? You have anything to say? Yeah.
My
Stand. Yeah.
He really is like a cat. You put him on camera and he gets quiet and behaves.
Mm-hmm. Just drooling. Just drooling.
my Twitter has been inundated with this Final Fantasy 14 character, and I have no idea who they are.
Hit me.
I think they're one of the gods. They have like, it's a dude with green armor and like a horn sticking out of his forehead.
Yes. Which Final Fantasy god is the one with green armor and a horn out of his head? Is that the Scholar god? Wait, is it
Looks
one?
like he has a
is
bow.
it a horn? On, oh, yeah, it's One with the bow. It's
But yeah, it just randomly started appearing. I was like, did you just get released?
he's called the Wanderer. We can't remember his real name.
Mm.
That might be his real name. But
It's just weird because it just started appearing like 2 days ago. I was like, were you just released
he was. He's
for a raid or something?
He was the last. He was the last boss in the last raid from the last expansion. So he's the most recent raid boss.
Mm.
He's the god of wandering and rivers, which kind of makes sense. Hot shot.
OSCHON.
OSCHN. ON. There you go.
Sion?
Yep. He's a pretty boy. I use diet soda to add caffeine tag to root beer. Okay.
I was thinking, there's enough sugar in root beer for it to keep you awake.
I like root beer because it doesn't have caffeine in it.
Exactly.
And that actually depends on how your body responds to sugar.
True.
18. We just rolled an 18. That's funny. Warhammer Fantasy Skink. Wearing a feathered coat, wielding a pair of Makawattles?
I know what you're
Aqua.
talking about.
Yep, same. I'm basically just going to draw a kobold.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna step away from my mic for a bio break for a moment.
Not necessarily often, but it's not good. Wait, what? Drinking energy drinks? Yeah. I used to drink energy drinks all the time until my eyeball exploded.
But it felt to be almost on the verge of a heart attack. All
Not good. Not good.
the time.
It felt like death. It felt like death.
Yeah.
I don't understand why I feel like shit all the time. Well, you're basically having a heart attack. Every day, all day. Non-stop. We're not sure how you're alive. Like, thanks. Great.
Yep. While we're at, stop drinking coffee.
Yeah, stop drinking alcohol.
Like, I don't.
Wait, do skinks have small eyes or big eyes?
Skinks.
Well, I shared the Warhammer skinks.
Oh, cool. Why do they have the fins? That doesn't make any sense.
Because it's Warhammer Fantasy. I don't think they care about biological. Because skinks just represent like a caste of lizard folk. They don't all
I mean, they're snakes.
look
They're
like
snakes with
robot
legs.
skinks.
I assumed all skinks were just leg snakes.
Because there's even like chameleon skinks is
Ah, I didn't know that.
in
Okay.
Warhammer.
So they took a word that was very specific and used it for the general term for lizard folk instead of using lizard folk.
Yeah. So like there's the Saurius or Saurian, which are like
Dinosaurs?
big,
Okay.
and then there's like an even bigger one, but they're only like used as like shock troops or labor. Skinks are like the more intelligent ones who kind of like delegate and everything. And then there's the giant floating toads
Awesome.
that roll them.
Consider this a reimbursement towards monster research. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I guess we're at 1 o'clock, but I will turn off the ads for you. Thank you, Elliot. I appreciate that. I needs the monies. Do skinks have long tails? No. They chub. They real chub.
I mean, real ones, yes. Or some of them can.
Some of them can chub?
I'm just thinking.
Or have long
No.
tails?
Have long tails.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the kind that we have, like, that crawl around our house all the time. Little blue-tailed skinks.
Man, I don't miss that. I used to live in a house that was full of mice.
I mean, they stay outside. It's just
Well, I
they're
mean,
all over the porch.
yeah. Just I don't. That's good. Okay. Like I've gone to like my grandparents' farm and stuff, and like gone to take a shower, and there's like a lizard stuck to the wall, or like going in the morning at the restaurant, and like frogs have climbed out of the sink. And it's always just like you're doing your thing, minding your own business, and then it's just like fuck animals. It's like it scares the hell out of you because you're like, the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, jeez, it's just a lizard. I don't miss that. I don't miss being
reminds me.
surprised by tiny animals.
Apparently, it's a common thing in Tasmania, the island Tasmania,
Okay.
where like frogs will just kind of come up out of your toilet.
Yep.
You flush the toilet, like 20 frogs just fall out of the rim.
So, the reason this happens is because a lot of, I don't know if it's Tasmania, but a lot of island places will just have open water outlets. So, like, they still drain into, like, a nearby lake, stream, or pond instead of going into, like, a city water system. And so, because of that, the frogs will, like, hang out around here. And even if you have a cistern, the frogs will like hang out around here, and they'll lay their eggs, and then the eggs can go through the screen, and then they'll grow, and they'll all of a sudden be like, I gotta get out of here, and the only place to get out is the toilet. So,
Yep.
P-traps are important, people. Learn how your P-traps work. Put them everywhere.
What an interesting conversation to come back to.
Yeah, sorry.
We were talking about, we brought up like how he doesn't like being surprised by frogs or lizards, just in
yeah.
random locations.
Yeah. Anyway, that's not really an issue considering after our break Wednesday, I like completely lost my filter, and you guys heard all of my ADHD thoughts.
I missed that one. When did that happen?
On Wednesday, you guys both commented on it.
Oh, yeah,
I-
yeah, yeah.
Word vomited at you. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. No, it's.
You like Joe Rogan us, is what you did.
I did. It was very funny. It's just comforting to have come back to this and realize, oh, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
I was watching. There's
I was
the.
on topic.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was fine. I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson released a response to the weird dude that's trying to reinvent math.
Uh huh.
That's a thing.
it's not. Like, don't worry about it. If you don't know what I'm
Okay.
talking about, like, you don't need to worry about it. This,
My life is for the better.
yeah, this guy went on Joe Rogan, and he's an actor. I can't remember what he's been on, but I know he's like I want to say he was on like a CSI show or something like that. Either way, he thinks he's figured out how science is being persecuted, or the science community is persecuting him because they don't believe his redefinition of math. And it's like, it's because you aren't using math properly. Like, it's wrong. And he said on Joe Rogan that, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson just, like, shit all over his ideas and stuff. And so I watched that last night, and we talked about it a little bit. And it's just, like, it's almost the exact same thing as the sovereign citizen thing. Where it's just, like, everybody says I'm wrong, so they must be picking
Conspiring
on me.
against
Yeah,
me.
conspiring against me. And it's like, or you're wrong. Like, those are the two options. And it felt very reminiscent of kind of that self over arrogance, I guess, of just like, if people think I'm wrong, I must be onto something. It's like, oh, no, like, go back to the, like, start over, take out what they're saying and disprove them, or reevaluate what you're doing. And so it's a whole bunch of weird, strange shenanigans, but it very much is just like word vomit that, when said out loud, if you weren't paying close enough attention or don't know what they're talking about, it's like, that seems legitimate. Like, okay. But then if you have like a basic understanding of the principles of what they're talking about, it's just like, that makes no goddamn sense. Like, what are you talking about? So, yeah, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Because that's very much what I felt like. You word saladed us, and I was just like, the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yep. I realized it as well, and I was just like, what happened? What did I do there? And like, after the stream, I was dissecting it the way people with anxiety do, right? You know, and I was like, oh, my brain was much more tired than I thought it was. And I lost my ability to filter out my thoughts. And so y'all just heard my overactive brain, just like, you heard every thought that passed through my brain in the spot in the passage of about 30 seconds, and I am so sorry for that. I lost my filter. I lost my filter, and you guys paid the price. Anyway, I can look back on it now and laugh, which 2 days is pretty good for that. Week.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
No one loves me.
Oh. Alright,
I promise
I'm getting
he's
lost
fine.
in the weeds on this character. I gotta wrap this up.
Yeah. Elliot, did you want a kaiju? We haven't drawn any kaijus today.
Oh yeah.
This guy's kind of a kaiju. I'm gonna make this one really small. For those of you that are worried about what I was saying, this guy is trying to reinvent math by using the same words that we use, but using them wrong. So, words have meaning. Words have meaning, and they are used in specific situations, specific ways. So, if you want to reinvent math, you have to make some new words. Gish Gallop?
The thing that's very funny to me about what you said about this guy is that
that guy's fucking nuts too. Sorry,
no, this is fine. The thing that's funny to me is I don't know any actual mathematician that would be opposed to anybody like actually trying to reinvent math, because I'm like, my understanding from my brother as an astrophysicist is that like Well, one, the history of math is a bunch of people being like, we can't describe this mathematically. Better invent a new branch of mathematics. Which is, I mean, it seems wild, but it is just a legit thing that you do. And when you think of math as a language that is there to describe stuff, then
Exactly.
you play with it until it functions as the language to describe the world as you need it to. So like,
I don't
the
want
thing
to.
that's very funny,
Go ahead.
it's just funny to me that he would be like, everybody hates me because I'm trying to reinvent math, and no mathematician would shit on another mathematician for that.
So I hate to bring light to things. Like, I could tell you who it was and what he was talking about, but then people are going to look it up, and that's just going to keep fueling the fire.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to like blue ball you guys by being like, there's a guy, but I'm not going to tell you who it is or what he does. So if you must know, and you want to look it up, this guy's primary argument is 1 times 1 equals 2, because if you're timesing one thing by one thing, then you have two things. And it's like, that is not how multiplication works. That is addition. You're thinking of addition. Everything else after what you're saying is wrong because you're basing it off of that multiplication is addition. So if you don't understand why 1 times 1 is not 2, you need to stop what you're doing and figure that out first. That's the fundamental problem with this entire argument. If you type in 1 times 1 equals 2 Joe Rogan, you'll see it, and it's like,
Well,
if you're just
the reason I'm-
passing by, it's like, oh, I see what you're saying, but you're wrong. Like, it's I could definitely see how people get confused when you say stuff like that. So
I think the thing that is making me like look it up is because you said this person was on TV, and I kind of just like want to know who it is, so I could just
Yeah.
like point and laugh at him.
he's a if I remember, he's a pretty good actor. Like, I don't have anything like that. And if they don't know the basics, I'm not going to listen to them when they're trying to rewrite the basics. Exactly. Like, there's definitely I think what Druid's saying is true as well. It's like, if someone can rewrite physics, it's awesome and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But there's a process, and this is what Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about when he was talking. It's like, if you, like, scientists want that, but you have to go through the scientific method of like peer review to do that. Otherwise, you're just conflating yourself, and you're not, like, it's not science at that point. And that's the thing, the big notion that people don't get is, and like, it's kind of the political aspect of it as well, of like, do we follow the science or not follow the science? Well, why should we listen to these scientists? It's like, if they are using the proper scientific method, then it is something that is repeatable and usable and functional and provable, versus feeling that it is correct is not science. Like, it's just not. So,
Oh my sweet baby Jesus!
right? Stop feeding the machine, Corvus. Don't look it up. Don't watch the shorts. Don't give Joe Rogan more money.
I did it. I found this Wikipedia page and went to it.
It's nutty. It's nutty beyond belief.
I'm disappointed in this person. You disappoint me. Get better. Do better.
It's just,
Get
it's
good, people.
like, I don't want to sound like a total asshat about it, but I hope I'm curious about whether or not he took basic college algebra. Like, that's my biggest thing. Why is he writing a new fundamental form of mathematics when he doesn't understand fundamental algebra? So, like, it's philosophy. Yeah, it's more philosophy than it is science.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh dear.
We can move on now.
Sure. You can make anything make sense if you change the meaning of words.
Yeah.
I'm the Pope now, because the Pope just means a boring white guy that sits on his computer all day. Yep. Definitely the Pope.
Does that mean I'm also the Pope?
You're also the Pope. So is Corvus.
Cool.
Yep. Everybody's the Pope. Because I've changed what Pope means.
I mean, you technically are Pope because you are Papa. It's just what Pope means.
Le Papa?
Means father.
The Holy Papa?
Yep. Like his
Uh,
correct term is patriarch. But I'm getting into weeds.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
There's a specific term in debate where when you throw out huge lists of stuff in an attempt to overwhelm your opponent, it's called the Gish Gallop. Okay, gotcha. Tall man, happy man, best man.
This is probably the best fetchling I think I've ever drawn.
Nice.
Draw many fetchlings?
No.
I've drawn a couple.
That wasn't meant to be a dig or anything. It's just, I don't remember you drawing a lot of them.
Natural
Nope.
one.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
BX Commando Droid Rogue painted gray with a gear on his chest. Gear painted on his chest. BX Commando Droid. I gotta look that one up. BX
No,
I don't know what that
Commando.
means.
It's a Star Wars
You're
thing.
100. Yeah, it is a Star Wars thing. You're 100% correct though, Corvus. This is the best of the 4 fetchlings that I've drawn.
Oh god, sorry.
It's funny. I do not mind at all.
Ironically, mine is also a swashbuckler.
Most of the fetchlings I've drawn have been rogues and swashbucklers, so.
I think
Yeah.
2 of them have been mine.
Well, maybe.
I mean, like the heritage kind of lends itself to that, so it's not really surprising to me.
Oh, yeah, they get a lot of bonuses for like just running while stealthed.
Yep.
I like their more weirder things where they can like hide equipment in their shadow.
Yeah.
Is it the Minotaurs that
And-
get intimidation checks if they stealth successfully? I think I made a video
Think
about that.
so.
Like, yes. That is a... I think it's a feat tree with one of the heritages.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
like the
if that
soft
is
hoof.
true, yeah, if it is true, I learned that from your short about playing Minotaurs. So you are still the source of that information for me, regardless.
Glad midsummer, everyone. Sai, welcome in. You're buzzed and ready to chill? That's not good. I guess it's late for you. It's like, I guess it's 1 o'clock here. We could start drinking. I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to stop
Nope.
people.
It might be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Somewhere far to the east. Damn it.
I
Once
mean,
again, I
it's
have
almost
put
5
this-
o'clock here. Nothing. I just looked at the time like, oh, 30 minutes away.
Once again, I've given myself a very difficult hand position to draw.
Most of the stuff is a Hydra. 3-headed alligator.
The Hydra.
I'll hydrate.
Yes. Oh, that reminds me. There's a Hydra bow in Pathfinder 2nd edition now.
Is there?
Do you make it
Yes,
out of Hydras? Does it have infinite arrows?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it
Let me see. How does it work? It's weird.
figured. Like regenerates
There's also
bone
a
teeth.
Chimera flail.
That's cool.
And like you swap out the different heads to do different abilities with it.
Neat.
Nope, these have tiny pelvis and big leg.
also now a water cannon. Like a water cannon gun.
Would a higher ranked on fire more? Whoa. Trying to say fighter? Fighter rank 1 fire more arrows on each use with different effects of them. Would a higher rank 1 fire more arrows on each use with different effects on them? I don't know.
Get the bow.
I've had creative referred to as lemoner? Nutter? I'm losing chat. I don't know if my brain's breaking or people are confusing me.
Is everybody's autocorrect screwing them?
Okay, well, if this thing has a painted chest, then I'm not going to put a cloak on it. Maybe I'll give it like a one-armed cape.
Okay, so at baseline is a +2 striking hurling longbow.
Hurling longbow? Is that a double range?
Or harling, I guess. Basically, when you crit someone, you push them away.
Ooh, that's cool.
And just like having it equipped, not using any of the like special actions, it gives you regain 2 hit points at the start of each of your turns.
Nice.
As 2 actions, you get 2-headed arrow. You imbue your arrow with the properties of a hydra, splitting it into 2 and sending them at 2 different foes.
Weird.
Make 2 range attacks at 2 separate enemies. Both strikes count towards your penalty, but don't apply the penalty until you've made the attacks.
Yeah, I like that aspect of things. Like, I think Flurry of Blows works the same way, or maybe it doesn't. We talked about this the other day. I don't think it does. I'll take it back. I like it when effects basically attack multiple times at your first penalty, and then apply it for like your third attack is still a third attack, but this is bonused by not having to do it with the second penalty. I think that's a cool mini buff because it's just slightly better for having taken a feat to do something like that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and then there's a. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It really made the fish guys that you guys were fighting a lot more dangerous than they would have been otherwise.
And then there's another one which is 5-headed arrow, where
that makes sense.
if your strike is successful, the arrow deals damage as normal, then passes through the target, splitting into 4 more pieces.
Ooh, I'm gonna build Pippi. My goodness.
And the same multiple attack penalty thing applies, but using your second modifier, I guess. So
Ricochet arrow.
but also, when you use these abilities, you don't regain hit points from wielding the bow until your next daily preparations. So
you can
a way
either
of making it balanced.
Yeah, you can either regen or shoot the arrow different. That makes sense. Put the regen energy into the arrow itself.
Because it's a pretty daggone cheap bow, 360 gold to make. For us at least, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Which in 5e, the equivalent, that would be like 3,000 gold, which still, that's not bad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What level of an item is it?
Hold on, I want to
7th.
guess. Oh, I was going to say
7?
5.
That's
I was going to say 5. That's actually cheap for a level 7. Interesting.
Yep. And required materials for crafting obviously requires a severed head of a hydra.
obviously.
There's quite a few of those walking around the town.
Yeah.
Because I threw a hydrant at you all one day. I don't know.
I wasn't there
Brooke was
for
here
that.
for that,
No, that wasn't.
No, yeah.
Give him a vibra blade here.
Alright, I think I'm done with this.
Also, here's the hydro cannon.
I never understood why they have commando droids and ribcage looking torsos. I mean, the better question is why do they look humanoid? The battle droids, I think it was because then they could use like all the guns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the humanoid guns.
Yeah.
But there's no reason not to make all the droids like the probe droids.
Yeah. The vulture droids, which were the in episode 1, the
So there is an interesting thing to think
automated
about.
gunner ships. Yeah.
The race of creatures that made the droids are bugs,
Yeah.
and they look awesome, and that's why Grievous has multiple arms, because that is like
Are those the Geonosians?
no,
Or different?
maybe.
I think it is.
I think it is. You're right.
Because I remember in the second Clone Wars movie, or first Clone Wars movie,
Mhm.
the second prequel, or not prequel, but whatever. They're like building a bunch of droids there, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was them or not. So
Correct. Yeah, they are. They are like the leading cybernetic company, and they just or planet, I guess, and they made all the droids for the Separatist army.
Yeah, these are the Geonosians.
Mm-hmm. And they look very much like the droids, which is great. Which I thought was
they
really
have
cool.
weird bubble guns.
Commander droids use the same guns. Yeah, exactly. That's
Oh yeah, a new bagpipe to use.
Punky Doodles, is that the guy that's been doing all the wizard battles?
Or animating them, yeah. There's a. I was just saying, there's like a new magic item that's a bagpipe.
Yeah, Bryce sent me one of the Punky Doodle things, and it was the bagpipes of invisibility as like a shitty magical item. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny.
I can hear you, but where are you?
I almost forgot we're not rolling, right?
I've been rolling.
Oh, I thought you were wanted to choose from people who are in chat today.
Well, this is Oliver's, so I don't know who else is in chat.
No.
Who's still
True.
here?
Elliot's still here.
I have to draw Elliot's whatever the hell it's called.
Kaijun.
Yeah. Which I think you said it was, like a rook kaiju. Is that what we're doing?
Giant gross bird.
Yeah.
And Saya's still here, I think.
What time is it? We got about 20 minutes. So I got one more meeting. I
Yeah.
might just do this and then call it, but we'll find out. We'll
Okay.
find out. You can do whatever you want, though. If you want to just pick one from chat, that's fine.
Has anybody who's still here in chat not had their drawing or their suggestion drawn yet?
I mean, mine, but
Oh, yeah, Corvus. I forgot Corvus.
yep. They draw people who actually contribute. I just give witty repartees.
You're also our lore keeper, so don't. Saya is still here. Haven't suggested anything. Okay.
I have the Were-Rat Ogre. I see silence. Use silence of the bagpipes and do they are now useful. That's an interesting question. Like, if you can't be heard, do the bagpipes still work?
I would make it. I think I would make it something sort of like a minor curse, like for the magic to happen, they have to be heard.
See, I wouldn't even say that's curse worthy. I think a good way to counter the bagpipes would be a silent spell. So I don't know if that is, Because Dispel Magic would Dispel Magic make the bagpipes not work at all, or would they still have to? There's a whole lot of questions you could do there.
Hmm.
I think it kind of depends on the level of the magic item and the level of person casting the spell magic. Artifact level bagpipes.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
Elliot had the Were-Rat Ogre, which has not been drawn yet. Sorry. I think I'm gonna do Elliot after all. Were-Rat Ogre. Blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Ogre Barbarian who transforms into a Were-Rat when they rage and wears a belt with a ruby buckle as a crown. Cool. I will probably just do the Ogre Barbarian form because y'all know I move slow. I'm not gonna get much done in this next 20 minutes, honestly.
Arachnoloot. A loot made from a Goliath spider.
Nice.
Yikes.
Also, just something for the next one, though.
Wait, Corvus, you know that Goliath spiders are huge-sized creatures.
Yes.
How big is this loot? Please tell me.
Okay, so the strings of the spider-shaped loot is made from the webbing of a Goliath spider, and the tuning picks crafted from the spider's spinnerets.
Okay. Druid, are you aware that you can make gloves out of cowhide?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold
on a minute.
In my head, I was thinking a loot made out of the empty body of the thorax of the spider.
Taxidermied Goliath spider.
Exactly, turned into a loot. Like, don't look. D&D is weird. Don't tell me there isn't somebody who would do that, right? Especially a drow.
Yep. But it has a 2-action ability where it can spray a 30-foot cone of webbing from the strings and immobilize people.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
With a reflex 29 save.
Looks like in both Pathfinder and 5e, ogres really are just bigger, obese orcs.
Yep.
Big old lantern jaw. I am really excited about how second edition Pathfinder has so many items that like you can actually see how they would be made out of the monsters.
I'm okay with that. I am more of the mind that those are just suggestions.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job in Pathfinder 1. They did a good job of kind of talking about that with the Wilderness book.
Yeah.
Because they were like, here are some other things you can make healing potions out of. Like, and they just get a bunch of lists of like monster parts. I think that's cool. I like that. So I'm very much. I do like that they have. This one is made out of hydras, but like you could get the same effect with maybe troll blood or maybe something else that regenerates. So I like both of those ways of thinking.
I think you just at least have to have like something that has that ability. So
Yeah.
like you said, I only know of 2 creatures that have regen,
I think right now
and
it's
that's
just.
hydras and trolls.
I think that's it. Yeah.
So like options are limited.
Mhm. But like stone skin, like maybe you get the blood of a Goliath or a stone giant,
Mm-hmm.
or you like
I like-
take some bits of a rock elemental and like crush it up into a powder or something.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
all those
that.
things.
I also like the idea of making that potion from creatures that have an ability to petrify.
Sure. Yep. I like that.
So like pull from a use the eyes of a basilisk or something like that.
Yep.
I just thought of maybe like taking troll's blood and having it subjected to sunlight and then distilling it from there.
Yeah. Like bits of a stoned troll.
Yep.
That would be a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah.
I was essentially making a monster hunter, so of course I've spent time thinking about what things I can create from creatures.
Yeah. I appreciate that Pathfinder has items with that kind of idea in mind when 5e had barely any items at all.
Crafting. What's crafting? Use 3.5.
Yeah. It's also, I think, really important because it gives opportunities for feats like all the animal and the other like harvesting
Yeah.
feats to actually be useful.
All right. There's my rook kaiju. Bah, skeletal bird. Skelly bird. What are the subclass for men? Merville's fury bring where creatures when they rage. I just love the idea behind it. Yeah, I mean, I like that too. I think rage and like the wear curse and like the totem barbarian rage being kind of more animalistic or elemental in nature. I really like that concept a lot, especially for like dragon barbarians where you get like dragon scales. Very like a good example is Natsu. I think his name's Natsu from Fairy Tail. His magic is essentially like when he fights, he gets mad, turns into a dragon. Like just
Yeah.
like that's great. It explains the damage reduction. It explains the rook rock. Yeah. Yep. Skeletal bird. Bark! Looks like a roadkill. I think I'm about done here. I don't think I can do anymore. I might hang out for a minute. Because Druid, I want you to finish what you're doing.
Da, 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 da.
You playing some Final Fantasy?
No, I haven't touched it in a few days. Still got a primal fight, but you've been busy and I didn't want to bug you.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, we can do that. You can do that after the stream if you want. That could be the kaiju's name, Roadkill. Boom,
The big ruby, worn as a crown. I mean, it's really worn as a headband, but
I was
Got
going to
one
ask that.
superhero from Doug.
Quail Man?
yeah.
So where's the belt on his
Is
head?
that what he's called?
His name is
Yeah.
Quail Man, yeah. That's what the belt on his head is for. It turns into a quail.
I never watched Doug, so I don't know anything.
I want to say you're not really missing much. It's basically the American version of a slice of life anime.
Yeah.
Was it done by the same people who did like Recess?
It was
'Cause
on
that
the
was like
same...
more my speed.
It was on the same time slot. Like it was
Yeah.
Recess, Doug, Pepper Ann, and something else. Which I thought were all like, I don't know if they were Nickelodeon cartoons that were put on normal TV or.
I know Recess was Disney.
They were both. All three of them were Disney. Yeah, that's why.
Okay. So, Doug was on Nickelodeon though, and ABC. So that's why Disney also had it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Disney did not always have a Disney Channel, right?
Oh no, it looks so. It looks like they were. All three of them were on ABC. And then it looks like either Disney got them or they just started airing on Disney.
Yeah.
After 2000, yeah.
Oh god, the guy who did Doug also did PB and J Otter. Which I don't know if anyone ever remembers that.
Nope.
It was about otters named PB and J.
That makes me think of Three Angry Beavers. Or it was just Angry Beavers?
Nowhere near that.
Okay.
Weirdness. Just. That's kind of a nonsense. Not even like a really nonsense show. It was just. It's a kid show.
Ogre definitely needs a bunch of human skulls on his belt, right?
Oh, interesting. Okay. So in 1996, Disney bought ABC and ran those cartoons on ABC Saturday morning. It was Disney's one Saturday morning. That's what I remember. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So
because I think by '99, Disney had its own like cartoon show channel.
Doug was owned by Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Because it was around
and
the
then
same
bought by Walt
time.
Disney. Yeah. So Doug was started on Nickelodeon and was bought by Disney.
Because around the same time, Cartoon Network became a thing, and it basically just had to run its old rerun shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they got new content.
Man, Cartoon Network was kind of wild. It went through years where they had like the best cartoons, and then they had nothing worth watching. And then a couple of years later, they would once again have the best cartoons, and then once again nothing worth watching.
Yep. Thanks, Warner Brothers. Codename Kids Next Door. 2x4 technology.
I loved Codename Kids Next Door.
I hate to admit it, I really liked The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. It was just
It was
so
funny.
stupid and funny.
I don't know if people remember the Tex Avery show or not, but like
I do, unfortunately.
I feel like Billy and Mandy was the Tex Avery, and then like Tex Avery went bananas in one direction, and then they're like Ren and Stimpy, and they're like, what if we kind of tone it down a little bit, and then you get Billy and Mandy. And it's like, okay, I can handle Billy and Mandy.
And then you get that stupid stuff, stupid as in a loving way, and then you have the existential dread that is Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yep.
French cat.
One of my favorites.
Yep.
How does this forearm go? Draw the hand first. Just always draw the hand first. Bicep is in the wrong spot.
It's because it's nothing times made more have to active get better. What? The nothing times made them have to actively get better. Gotcha. When they started making
Yeah,
it
yeah.
nothing, yeah, they had to kick it up a notch.
When you first, yeah, Rook, when you first read that, you actively made me think that person had typed that with their face.
It just didn't make any sense.
All
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, because
I'm
the times when they didn't really have anything is like when all the other old shows like ended, and they're like, liminal space. How about Clarence
ugh.
or the weird walrus uncle?
All right. I think we can wrap up. I'm about done. I think,
Okay.
or as much as I'm going to be able to get done on this.
Okay. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Nothing going on this weekend, so enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on probably Tuesday. I think I might do something on Monday. We'll find out. I'm not sure. I have a lot of work I need to get done, so we're gonna start streaming on Twitch again. Check that out if you'd like. I'm gonna try to print some stuff out and send out some stuff to the Patreon members. We don't have any stickers this month, but I want to send something, so I'm gonna try to do that this week. And then it'll almost be the 4th of July, so I might take a day or two off for the 4th of July. Let's see when that is. I don't actually know what day that is. See if that interferes with anything. That's a Thursday. So yeah, so that week.
Thursday.
That week I will be gone. We might do a Wednesday stream and then not a Friday stream. We'll find out. I'm not sure. But aside from that, that is all we got. So thanks again. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Keep your dice on the table. Let's see if there's anybody to raid. I don't know if there is.
Raid?
Redirect. Let's see if anybody's around. Pirate Software is live. You guys want to go watch Pirate Software? Why not? Alright. Thanks again, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.